On this lovely evening of Thursday, I, on behalf of Delhi Public School Bhagalpur, welcome you all. I extend my warm welcome to the honorable judges of the High Court of Honorable High Court of Delhi, Allahabad, and Calcutta, and judges from the Supreme Court of India, who is also there in the webinar list. Also, extend my warm wishes to all the eminent educationists, people from the administration, people from the media, parents, well wishers, and my dear students. The host for today is me, the Delhi Public School Bhagalpur, and we are very glad, privileged to have with us the speaker of the day, Ms. Sharmishta Mukherjee. She is an eminent Kathak dancer, choreographer, a politician at the Indian National Congress, and she is the daughter of Honorable ex-President of India, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee ji. Welcome, ma'am, and we are very, very privileged to have you with us this evening. We chose the topic empowering the youth. And before we start, I'll just make you understand why we chose empowering the youth. As educators, we need to understand the specific problems that the young minds are confronted with as they go through the different stages in the transition. I feel at some stage there is a growing mismatch between the transition the students go through, their actual attitude, their choices, their experience, their personal priorities, the change in social scenario, their attitude towards study, multiple transitions they go through, the personal troubles they encounter, contrast in their career expectations and in their goals in the life. We all need to groom the students, and we can do so specifically by bridging the gap between the policy and the practice in education, and it should be taken as our priority. I feel this is the appropriate time to ponder on ways how we empower the youth of the country. And that is why, as we have chosen the topic empowering the youth, I would request Sharmishta ma'am, please to address the gathering. Ma'am, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really a pleasure to, even without meeting you all, but through the technologies what are available today, that we can interact online. And I would really like to thank our the host of the evening, the Bhagalpur DPS and its principal Arunima ji, for kindly inviting me to talk to all of you. And tell me first, how is it going? How is the lockdown treating you? Good? Anybody?
Yeah, children they want to come to school, run away from homes and come to school. I think they're missing the school, the teachers, the environment, their friends. I think they're just waiting for the school to reopen.
Well, I must say that, we are going through a very tough time, and it is unprecedented, not just in our country, but globally, because of the coronavirus, the COVID-19 you are all aware of. Really tiny, a really, really tiny virus, which needs to be seen through microscope. It has really brought down the whole of mankind to its knees. So it really shows that in the bigger perspective, we boast about our achievements, we boast about, we have done a lot definitely, but actually in front of nature, we are nothing. And I think this is one lesson that human beings are being taught, that, we shouldn't take anything for granted. So I know, being, if I was if I was at your age, this time would have been extremely tough for us, tough for me especially, tough for the children, because as all of us we are facing trouble, but for the children it is very, very difficult, because to stay confined in your house, I know how difficult it is, and my full sympathy with you. But every crisis also throws an opportunity. And what are the opportunity of this present crisis? For the children, I think, this is this is firstly, well, you don't need to go to school, though I'm sure your online education is going on. And we have to be thankful to the technology, that today through the technology, even if you are not being able to go to school, you are not missing out on your education. That is something extremely important, and that is through technology. You are not only having your lessons, we are being able to connect with each other, we're being able to interact with each other, we are being able to talk to our friends. So that is something very, very important. And I would really request, and I'm sure all of you are utilizing this time, to again to learn new things, to enhance your mind, to upgrade your school. Now every day everybody is now expert with computers and smartphones and all. लेकिन ये जो समय है, this is also the time to upgrade your skills, to learn about new programs. आपका जो पढ़ाई वगैरह हो रहा है वो सब तो बिल्कुल आपको करना ही चाहिए और कर भी रहे हैं, I'm sure of that. But other than that, there are so many online courses available. Unfortunately, you people can't go out and play. लेकिन घर में रह के भी confined space में जितना हो सकते हैं आप लोग अपना एक्सरसाइज वगैरह कीजिए. और बहुत स्पेयर टाइम है, ये स्पेयर टाइम में खाली अपना दोस्तों का साथ फोन करके गप तो मारिए, लेकिन 24 घंटा गप मत मारिए, थोड़ा बहुत दूसरा काम भी कर लीजिए. देयर आर सो मेनी ऑनलाइन कोर्सेस अवेलेबल. अगर आप लोग कोई हॉबी क्लासेस कोई परस्यू कर रहे हैं, जैसे डांस हो या म्यूजिक हो या किसी भी तरह की क्रिएटिव राइटिंग हो, तो उस हॉबी को अच्छी तरह समय दे, अपनी तरह अपना अच्छी तरह प्रैक्टिस करे. So this is something, we have to know how to maximize, within the given limitation and the constraint, we have to learn how to maximize our time and how to maximize whatever the opportunities, whatever the privileges we have. I have to tell you that I think all of us who are participating in this webinar, we are very privileged. We are very privileged. I'm especially talking to the young kids. You must be seeing on the television, or you must be reading on the newspapers the photographs of so many, thousands of migrant workers who are walking to their home, because during the lockdown there is no transport available. So the whole families, including little children, including old people, they are walking thousands of miles to reach their home. So this very fact that, we have a roof over our shelter, we have our parents to take care of, despite lockdown, we are people, all the kids, you are going through your education. So on one hand, you should thank your parents, you should thank your teachers, you should thank the society, you should thank God that, you have this privilege. On the other hand, this is also an opportunity to understand the plight of others, to understand the problem of others. And it is extremely important. Why are you studying? Why are you studying? You are not just studying to mug up certain mathematical calculations and certain dates of history to pass an examination. Of course, to pass an examination is extremely important, because this education, these formative years in your life is actually giving you the equipments to further fight the battles in your life. You will grow up, you will follow certain professions, you will become doctors, engineers, maybe artists, maybe fighter pilots. I see so many girls out here, for nowadays, for you people, the young girls, the opportunities are same as the boys. So you can follow any career, your dreams. But I think at this time, when you see those thousands of people with little children are walking in this real hot summer days, you have to retain this image in your mind, in your heart, in your brain, that when you grow up, you have to do something, not just for your family or not just for yourself, but also for the society and for the underprivileged people in our country. That is a responsibility, all of us who are lucky enough to have a good education, to come from reasonably comfortable families. We have that responsibility Today's topic is empowering the youth. Empowering for what? And what is empowerment? In my mind, the true empowerment is the ability to think for yourself, to decide for yourself what is right and wrong. Many people will tell you this is right, this is wrong. When you see television, when you see, there is so much of information today. There are, you do a simple Google search and you will find so many things. But the education equips you, education gives you the tools to analyze for yourself what is right, what is wrong. And sometimes there are nothing right or nothing wrong. Maybe one particular question could have many answers. But you have to choose for yourself that what is the best for you, what is the best for your community, what is the best for your society, what is the best for your country. And then going beyond the country, what is good for the entire globe, the world, because we live in a global village now. So this ability to think rationally, this ability to think independently, in my mind, and to use your knowledge, in everyday life, because knowledge, information, is not just something to be used just for passing exam. It has to become a part of you, so that you can use this knowledge, you can use these years of training, what you are being taught in schools, or now later on in your college, later on in your professional courses, that how to apply this, not only for the enhancement, not only for the betterment of your own life, but also, as I say, that for the larger community, for the people around you, for not only for your family, but for the larger family, which is the community, and again more for the country, and then finally for the world. So this is something in my mind is the true empowerment. And today, as I say, all of you, you have the ability, you have the means to go ahead and do it. And this is the time, for you to, learn the skills, learn the tools of it. You must be hearing that, people say that India is a very young country. What does it mean? One way of looking at it is to look at the demography, that is the people in India. So when we see our demography, we have the largest number of young people in our country compared to the rest of the world. So according to some data, that about 35% of our population, and we have about 130 crore of Indians, that is the population of our country. We are the second largest population after China. So about 35% of this population is between the age group of, is below 14. So most of you will be perhaps falling into that age group. And 41% is below 18. So that means 41% of our people, they're still students, they're still learning. And this is a young demography is supposed to be a very powerful and very useful a tool for a country for development, for developing the nation. What we call the demographic dividend. That nature has bestowed us, with a very young population, a population which can work, a population which can contribute in every field of life, a population which can think fresh. Because young people also, not only they have physical energy, but they can come out with new ideas, they can come out with new technologies, they can make new discoveries, they can create very nice work of arts, because you people are all young, you people are all fresh. So this is a very, very good advantageous point for our country. But we also have to see that, this demographic dividend should not turn into a demographic nightmare. Because if you do not channelize youth energy, or if you don't channelize any energy, it can be destructive. For example, the electricity is a kind of energy. When you channelize it properly, it light up your home. It gives you power. It runs the fan. It gives you light. But वही electricity जब बात बनके आपका सर पे गिरता है, people can die also. So the whole idea is to how to channelize this energy. So if this energy is youth energy is not channelized, through proper education, through proper skill development problems, it can be really destructive, and then we will know how to handle it. You people must be reading that, there are a lot of juvenile crimes. Young boys, young 14, 15, 16-year-old boys, they're committing some heinous crimes, some really heinous crimes, which sometimes we wonder that how can these people do it? It is because, they are not being able to channelize, we are not being able to channelize their energy properly. The school dropouts, students go to schools, but then they drop out, then they don't continue their further studies. So, this is one of the biggest problems. We have to, so this is our biggest responsibility, I think, as a student, as a, uh, as an individual, as a member of community, and this is our collective responsibility as of the society together. We can't just put everything on the government. This is also the government's responsibility, and this is also our collective responsibility to ensure that the youth energy is channelized in a proper uh, direction, a proper constructive manner. It is used, it does not turn destructive, because that will not only be bad for the person himself or herself, but bad for the country, bad for the society, bad for the community, bad for the family. So these things, I would like to just, I don't want to give you lectures, because I know, it's very difficult to listen to lectures, and especially when I was at your age. Obviously, anybody, giving you lecture, you would just started getting a bit fidgety and say, okay, enough is enough. So I'm not going to, give you more bhashan, more gyan. What I was talking to Arunima ji, if it could be a interactive session, so that, you people also can give your suggestions. I can also answer to your queries, questions. So before I sign off, I would just like to say one thing, that all of you, as I earlier had said, that this is also a time to do something, and don't think that we are young, we can't do anything. What can we do? We can all contribute something in our own very limited manner. I mean, for example, many people must be having dogs, cats, birds at home, but there are so many stray animals, just they are dying out of hunger. When there is no lockdown, they scavenge, from the garbage, whatever the restaurant, the leftovers, the dogs, the cats, the stray animals, they eat from there. But now, as everything is shut down, there is nothing. So this much you can do. You can feed your neighborhood dog. You can keep some grains outside in a balcony to feed the birds. It is very, very hot nowadays, so you can keep in a bowl some water, to feed for the animals to drink. So in every little small way, you can contribute to the welfare of not only just human, but for every being in this world. And when you grow up, of course, this period is going to be over, hopefully within a couple of months, but this is one of the most challenging periods, I think, in the recent history of mankind, and all of us are going to remember it. And when you grow up, I would want all of you to look back to this period and see that, what you have learned from this period. And also, I want you to feel happy that, oh, during this period, within so much of constraint, but still I fed, so many birds. Still I provided water to that poor guy, a poor cow, or the dogs, who were dying of thirst. You will feel nice about it. You will feel happy about it. So with that, I thank all of you. I thank Arunamaji to give me this opportunity to come and talk to all of you. And now I leave the floor open to
Yes,
everybody.
ma'am. Now I think we can have the space and the time for the children to, or anyone to interact. If anyone, please raise your hands and we will let you in to speak to madam. Yes, yes. Can I have, yeah, Maya Shankar madam, please? Maya Shankar ma'am, please. Welcome you, ma'am, to the webinar. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you can speak. Please unmute your audio, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah, please unmute your audio. Ma'am, please unmute your audio, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
hear
Good,
me?
yeah, good evening,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. Good evening. Sharmishta, namaskar. I met you
Namaskar.
once in Rashtrapati Bhavan with Geeta Chandran.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
so
Okay.
that was the first time when I had met you. You know, one thing I would like to tell you, Sharmishta, and बच्चे, आप लोग को भी हम कहते हैं, this COVID-19, it has been a leveling factor. जो बड़े बड़े देश थे कहने के लिए, like big countries, America and China and Russia and the European countries, the so-called advanced countries. मैं बच्चों आपके लिए भी कह रही हूँ, you should be proud of your country.
बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
That now the world is looking towards India. भारत की ओर देख रहे हैं, और जब भारत की ओर देख रहे हैं तो आप लोगों का कर्तव्य बनता है, young boys and girls, my young friends, कि अब आप लोग जो है इस देश की जिम्मेवारी अपने हाथ में लीजिए और ऐसा कुछ कर दिखाइए, और लोग कर रहे हैं, ऐसा कुछ कर दिखाइए दैट भारत जो है वो विश्व का गुरु बन जाए, वो नंबर 1 पर आ जाए. क्योंकि अभी तक तो यही धारणा थी कि हम लोग अभी कह सकते हैं कि वी आर अ डेवलपिंग कंट्री, we have not developed as yet, but this COVID-19 is a leveling factor. सारे देश जो है एक स्थान पर आ गए हैं, एक लेवल पर आ गए हैं. So now is the time when, because the death rate इतना कम है, ये मौका है बच्चों कि आप ये जो लॉकडाउन पीरियड में घर में हैं, इसका आप पूरा से पूरा यूटिलाइज कीजिए. यूज योर टैलेंट, यूज योर स्किल. आप स्किल अपना उसको और एनहांस कीजिए, एंड यू कैन डू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. मैं आपको एक उदाहरण दे रही हूँ. एक वीडियो मैंने देखा कि एक लड़का था, यंग बॉय, उसने ऐसा वो गाड़ी बनाया कि उसमें चारपाई वगैरह सब लग गया था, एंड पीपल वर सिटिंग ऑन दैट, एंड वेरी नाइसली ही वाज साइक्लिंग अवे विथ हिज होल फैमिली एंड एवरीथिंग, ऑल द लगेजेस. अब ये माइंड कहाँ मिलेगा? ऐसा माइंड कहाँ मिलेगा? दिस यूनिक टाइप ऑफ माइंड. So there's nothing to be very depressed or something which you can say कि कहाँ फंस गए, क्या हो गया. पूरा दुनिया उसी में है. अब आपको आगे बढ़ना है, and I can only tell you that इंडिया में बच्चों के दिमाग बहुत तेज होते हैं. अरे यहाँ के लोग तो जाके बाहर में अपना झंडा गाड़ के आए हैं, यहाँ के बच्चे आए हैं झंडा गाड़ के. So I think आप लोग को कहीं से भी डिसअपॉइंटेड नहीं होना है, डिसहार्टेड नहीं होना है, और आप लोग को बहुत कुछ आप लोग कर सकते हैं. नाउ इज द टाइम. डोंट वेस्ट द टाइम, ग्रिप द टाइम, टेक द टाइम, एंड यू प्रूव योरसेल्फ. That is all I wanted to say, Sharmishta.
Very.
I'm just adding to what you said.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone, please. Can I have Viren Sharma ji? Yes. Viren Sharma ji?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good evening, sir. Very privileged to have.
Yeah.
Just
Good
give
morning
an-
from here.
Yeah. You are from the British Parliament. I think it's morning hours with you. Yes, sir.
It's nearly lunchtime now. Good
yeah.
afternoon. And
Good afternoon.
first, Arunma ji, thank you very much for giving me this information and then opportunity to come and say hello to many
Hi,
old
sir.
friends who are joining you today and participating in a debate. But I think that I would like to listen to some young people, how they see the future and how visionary approaches they can take. I think the previous two speakers has indicated very clearly and demonstrated the knowledge of India. But I'm talking about globally now, that this virus, COVID-19, has brought us globally together rather than individually in their own countries. That partnership can work together to make sure that we have a future where the young future generations can work together on issues. I think the skills, confidence, and above all, that this also has given the opportunity to the young people to think, what do they want to do? That individualism has gone now.
Yeah.
Collectively, you can work together. And I hope that I, as a British now, though I was born in India, brought up in India, but now I'm in Britain, representing the British constituency in the parliament. I still work together with my friends to bring those relationships, the values between India and Britain, and especially for the young people, the students who are coming to Britain, and the students who are going from Britain to India, to build that bridge which the present Prime Minister of India has many times said, that the diaspora is a bridge, and I say that the future generations are to make sure that bridge is strengthened day by day. And I look forward to listening to the young people, and certainly will be happy to assist if there's any way I can for their future and to development of the country and the country of origin I have taken. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Can I have some students, please? Yeah. Yeah. Please. You can speak to Madam Sharmishta, Madam. Yeah. Then speak out, child.
Ma'am, you told us the way to channelize in a good way. So how the youths and we younger people can channelize our time?
Sharmishta, ma'am, please.
Hello?
Your voice is, sorry, I could not hear the question
Yeah,
properly.
he's asking you, ma'am, like how can these youngsters channelize their time, in this time of pandemic? How can they channelize your time?
Well, that's exactly what I was talking earlier, that obviously, you have your online classes going on, so don't neglect your schoolwork. So that is something what you have to do in any case. But you have a lot of time now. So, cultivate your other interests. Sometimes, when you are physically going to school and there is so much of, I don't know about Bhagalpur to be very honest, but in a place like Delhi, the commuting itself takes so much of time. And by the time the students come back, they're absolutely exhausted. So, you have that, with that spare time, this is the time for you, not only for your own personal growth, but as I say, try to think what you can do for other people around you. And not only just other people, the other species around you. In whatever way you can help, in whatever way, by feeding animals, maybe, collectively collecting some donation, working with some NGOs. I'm sure, wherever you are staying, there would be some local communities, who are involved in community and staying from home. I'm not asking you to step out, I'm not asking you to, but, you can, for example, if you see that, there are so many, even in the government schools also, that there are online courses are happening. So maybe, you can contribute in that, become part of that online community, share your knowledges, share your experience with them. And in whatever way, you can, this is the best time for your own personal development, as well as also contributing to a larger community, to your country. And also, as I say, I keep on saying animals, because, though there are many NGOs and, many people are working towards them, but please remember that God also created animals and they are helpless creatures, so they need to be looked after. And also, it is also the easiest thing to do, to be very honest, to go and feed a stray dog. So do something, which at the end of the day, when you go to sleep, you can say, yes, I have done today, this much today. Something I have contributed to my personal growth. Something, I have contributed to the community development, and so that you have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, ma'am, I actually, we have many students who are raising questions, but we are just running short of time. Would earnestly request a day more from you to interact with these young minds, because this Zoom only allows us 40 minutes of time frame, and then, we'll request you for a day more.
Definitely.
Interacting. Thank you, ma'am, and we were really very privileged to have you with us this evening. And I thank all of those who joined us. Thank you so much. Lovely evening, lovely weekend, and stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much. We end the session. Thank you, Sharmishta ma'am, once again.
Thank you.
We'll get back one more day with you.
Thank
Interacting. It was very nice, ma'am, and very educating to interact.